and welcome to fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. No, I'm joking. Hello and welcome to another edition of How to Bloke. Today we're gonna do sweet and sour chicken breasts. Okay, right? Don't go away, camera. Now I bought this the other day. Right? I think this pineapple is like on its way out. It's a bit dark, isn't it? Don't you think? It's a bit black here. It looks like rotten to me. So I'm going to chuck that one, and I bought another one. Okay. This one here, look. This is a pineapple, fresh one. See, mind you, this one's a bit on its way out, but that's all I had. Sorry. So we're going to do this pineapple here. We need sweet and sour chicken. You don't have to put pineapple in it, but we got pineapple, so why not? We're not going to put carrot in it or anything like that. Keep it simple. You can modify what you want. We're just going to make you focus on getting the sauce made and then doing this pineapple thing. So you got your pineapple like that. You're going to put it on its side like that, and you're going to cut that off. Now there are YouTubes apparently that you can grow some sort of flour from this, but I've tried. I've never been successful. So who knows? Who knows? Right. That's the top off, and about there. You don't want to waste too much. I always get told off by trying to conserve too much. So don't worry about it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go down the pineapple like that, down the skin of it. See, it's starting to look. See, it's starting to get a bit mouldy there. Unfortunately, mind you. It's super sweet. I can smell it from here. Anyway, all is not lost because it's the rest of it doesn't seem too bad. Really, what you need to do is get the pineapple. You like avocados, it kind of touch and go with avocados. The same as the pineapples, but I'll show you. Right, that looks all right. That's good, that's good, that's good. But I'll just show you something. On here, right, you've got the pineapple like that. These got to kind of be greenish. And if you can pick out the middle of one of these leaves that they are here, it means it's like you've got to eat it pretty quickly because it's on its way out. Obviously, if this is all brown and everything, then don't bother buying it. But they only had like a couple in the store, so I wasn't left with much choice. Okay, so we've cut out all this skin around the outside, see? Like that. So we cut that out. You could make juice with this. In fact, I might do that in a minute. You could blitz it up and make juice. I'm quite. You couldn't really eat that. It's too tough. Let's move it over here. Now let's get a bowl. Let's be sensible about this and get a bowl. So I put this thing in the bowl with a view to making some juice. The only thing is you've got to cut off all the bad bits here. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, well that's out of the whole pineapple. That's all I got to chuck away. So right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and half it like this, straight down the middle like that. Oh, it's a beautiful pineapple, this one. And then, can you smell that pineapple taste? I mean, you don't have to use fresh pineapple at all. You can get tinned pineapple. That's not no big deal. I know. Right, what you're doing now is you cut out the middle bit here. You don't want to. This is hard. So you just kind of cut it in like that. See, like that, and then do the same. It's a little bit like that. It's just hard. You can try and eat it, but I don't like to do it. So there we are. So put that there, again down there. Again, I'm troubled because I never like to chuck too much away. I always cut out. I always don't cut it enough. Waste not, want not enough. But what after do that is now you can just like cut it up like that. See? There you have your pineapple chunks. That's what you'll find in your tin of pineapple. Yeah, that's nothing. Well, yeah, you can. This here, for example, this one here, you could go in you could go in closer with the skin, you know, when you cut the skin off, you could go in closer so that there's no, where is it, that doesn't exist. But you might get these brown bits are not, they're a bit hard, but if you want to make full use of the pineapple, don't cut too much off. That's good pineapple, that. Ooh. So, I'm not going to use all of this pineapple because I've got the recipe I'm going to do later with this, so I need to save some. So I'm going to cut this pineapple up a little bit. We're going to get rid of this other bit of pineapple here, because I'm going to save that for later. I want that for later. I'll put that over there. Right. So we'll get rid of this scraps here. Sometimes you can buy pineapple really cheaply. Other times they're expensive. So, you know, as I say with anything, get things when they are cheap. Buy things when they're cheap, and then don't buy the things. You might think, well, I don't really like anything that's cheap. Well, think about a recipe that you can do. Maybe you've never tried before, that uses seasonal products. You know, if you're going to buy asparagus and things that are grown in a greenhouse and they're going to be 4 times the price of a normal when asparagus is in season, then, you know, well, if you've got the money to do that, I haven't. Anyway, there's our pineapple, which that's enough for what I want today to do with the sweet and sour chicken. So I'll put that to one side. So there you are. There's how to knock up a quick pineapple there. Just got to rinse my hands because they're sticky with the sweetness of the pineapple. Now with the tin pineapple, of course, you don't have that problem. You just put the pineapple from the tin into whatever you make. So you don't have to do that. Right, I found this old piece of onion knocking about in the fridge here, lying there doing nothing. So I thought I'd give it some purpose today. So we're going to do this. We're going to slice this up. You can fast forward this bit if you want. Anyway, just to get this in here. Now we're going to use this wok kind of thing, not because it's particularly Chinesey, but it's better for the camera. The camera can get in the thing. Anyway, just chop this onion up a bit small, like that. What can we do with this one? Let's cut it around like this. Now, these are all bits of onion I found. You have to use a brand new one. Brand new onion. You got that? That's not good enough. That is good enough. So we're going to go in there with some of that. We're going to put the pan on. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Medium heat. Medium heat. Put some oil in there. Teaspoon of oil like that. Wallop. Now, so we don't need that onion. What we do need here is some ginger. Some ginger with this. I'll put at the bottom of the, if we look below the post there, I'll put down what you can't afford not to put in. Okay, does that make sense? So, right, this is ginger. You might have seen another video of mine. This is ginger, fresh ginger that I've peeled, that I purchased and then frozen. A big piece like that. And because I can't use that huge piece, you're saying, well, why don't you buy a small piece then? I can't use the big piece because I'm using it all the time. I can't but use the big piece all at the same time, all in one go. So what happens is it sits in the fridge or sits out and it goes like that, it goes all wrinkly. So I freeze mine, and this is hard, look. So what you do is you break a bit off, break a knob off of the ginger and use it like this way. So, how much ginger do you want? Well, I would say about a thumb. I always look at thumb, like that, a thumb's worth. So, get busy in there with this frozen ginger. Like that, you see how easy it grates? That's only been out for a couple of minutes, you might have to leave it out for a moment. But it grates easy, and then what you do with that, it's still hard, put it back in the freezer. or keep it out, up to you. So I know that I've always got fresh frozen ginger to use. It's good, isn't it? Here's a top tip. Okay, right. So we're going to put that in there like that. So there's onion and ginger's in there. What else can we put in there? Well, if we had any carrots, this household is a carrot. They hate carrots. When I make soup, they don't like carrots in it. When I make stews, they don't like carrots in it. Carrot haters they are. I don't know why. I love carrots and beetroot. Yeah, something's got to change. Anyway, so we've got that. We're waiting for that to use a plastic spoon if it's plastic or wooden spoon if it's non-stick. Always, otherwise you'll scratch the pan. So we'll just get that up again. So, okay. Now what you're going to do whilst that's heating up a little bit, what you're going to need for this recipe is some garlic. Now this is what is it called, lazy garlic? I don't know, but it's convenient to use. Keep it in the fridge, and you just use it by the teaspoonful. So you can use that with all powdered garlic. You know, you're going to use some vinegar of some sort. You're going to need some tomato ketchup, and you're going to need some sugar. I got brown sugar because it's best. It gives a better flavour. And of course you're going to need some chicken breast. So we're going to just let this thing heat up here. Is it better there, cameraman, or there, or there? Which end? There or there?
Wherever.
Wherever? Okay. Right, we'll move it over to here then. Because this ring is a bit quicker in doing things. I've got other things to do today. I need to get going. What's the time? 5 to 1. So I need to get this done and dusted quickly. Right. So you need just going back at this thing. So you need vinegar, garlic of some sort, tomato ketchup, and some sugar. Because the sweet and sour comes from the sugar and the vinegar. Right. You don't need to, camera person this way. You don't, unless you're really rushing things, and you can afford to buy or you don't need to buy sweet and sour sauce. You know that these jars are sweet, convenient, aren't they? You know, just plonk it in, get the job done. Well, fine. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But you don't have to make it. You don't have to buy it. That's what I'm saying. I mean that would make gallons of sweet and sour sauce. So, probably not gallons, but a lot. So we're just waiting for this pan. Oh, finally! Now with garlic, you could put fresh garlic in here. Use 2 or 3 cloves. I always go 2 or 3 cloves. If 1 clove is, what is the point of putting 1 clove in? No point. And tomato ketchup just for the colour of the sauce. Right. This is taking a while. Anyway, let's get this chicken underway. So now with this chicken, we need a chicken breast, fillets of chicken breast. So how many do we need? 1 per person. Always allow 1 chicken breast per person. You got it about right. Or you can allow 1 chicken breast per person, 1 for the pot. Do you get me? That's always a good tip too. So we're going to go in 1. Now make sure when you use the board for meats. So reserve it for your meats only. Don't use it for veg or nothing else. Use it just for your meat. Okay. Right, let's turn that down a little bit now. Okay, so we're going to get on with this. What am I doing here? Right, now chicken. You put your hand in there. Get closer, camera person. It's going to be all slime in it. Now a lot of people don't like the feel of this chicken. They don't mind eating it. They don't mind eating it. No, not at all. But they don't like touching it. See? It's all, I don't like touching it. It's all slimy. Oh, easy. Look. Get it out with a fork. Get it out with a fork. You don't have to be no hero. Pick it up like, you know, you're Superman or nothing. Or just use a fork. Now, how are you going to cut this in? Well, you could do it cut it in slices like that, which is quite good. Got a kind of medallions, if you like. So I think we're going to do that way. Or you could cube it up, but it's up to you. But keep, you know, if you're going to do this, try and keep it not too thin, not too thick, just like that. That's one. Again, fork. Stick a fork in it. Stick your fork in it. So, cut off any obvious fat like that. You don't want that. So, do another one. A medallion style. So. Now, what we could do is marinate this chicken, and I think we're going to do that. Once we're going to cut this up a little bit. I'm just saying, well, I think we're going to marinate this guy. I think I've got some marinade. I'm not sure until I've opened my cupboard, and they've been tidied up for me today because they were looking a right old mess. So apparently, I've yet to find out where it was, but it's been tidied up, so it could be anywhere. But we'll have a look in a minute. So look, we'll get, how many chicken breasts is that? 3? I've forgotten now. 3, 4. Well, it's going to be 4 people eating this tonight, 4 adults. So I think we're going to do 1 more chicken breast for luck. Now I'll probably leave us some leftovers, but you know. Anyway, with the chicken breast, always cut this. Always check for a bone where it's there in that area. Okay. And if it's too troublesome, you don't like that, just cut it out a little bit like that. Okay. If you don't like the thought of it, cut it out. So, back again, Italian style. Now, before I promise to marinate this, I'll make sure I've got some marinade. So, right, that's enough chicken for us lot today. That's more than enough. 1, 2, this is how you portion it. Look, you think, have I done enough? Yeah, you have. Probably, you go like that, that's 2, like that, that's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? That's how you kind of guesstimate it. So, have I got any marinade? We marinated it and just looking for something Chinesey. Ah, this one, soy sauce. Oh, I found it. Not much, but I got some. That'll do. That'll do. So, if you'd just like to move away, camera person, before I tread on your toes. Oh. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get this chicken in there. Right, like that, wallop, and then, excuse me, I'm just going to put this over here somewhere, and we're going to put in some, oh it is, soy sauce. This one is, can't read them out of glasses, light superior soy sauce. Now this shouldn't cost an arm and a leg. If you find it expensive, you know, it shouldn't cost. How much are we going to put in here? I don't know, a dollop like that. A couple of tablespoons or so. You don't have to put it in, but it's good. If you've got it, do it. Everything needs marinating, everything, you know, chicken on its own can be pretty boring, so there's got plenty of salt in there as well. And some soy flavour. It's good. So, that can marinate there. If you want to do it, pucker, you put it in there in the fridge for a couple of hours. I can't be bothered doing that. Not today. I've got too much to do. So we're going to put this on the maximum again, and we're going to go in. Let me get my kettle boiling. Get that on the go. So what we're going to go in with now is some vinegar. Actually, no, we're going to go in with a pineapple. Excuse me, put a pineapple in. So, here goes a pineapple. Now, you don't have to put the pineapple in. If you've got pineapple, put it in. That's the advice, okay? It's good. Now, if you like carrot, thinly sliced carrot, put it in as well. It kind of goes. Well, you can put in most too if you want. There are loads of things you could do. You just think of it as the sauce, really. I mean, you don't have to have chicken, you don't have to have that. You can do it with prawns and yeah, do what you like. It's just the sauce they're focusing on today. Okay, so we're going to go in with that. Now we're going to go in with some garlic paste. Now this is a fresh one. Oh my word! It's potent, it's powerful. How much of that do we need? Well, I reckon about this much. Okay, so that's 2 cloves maybe a bit more than that. Right there. Try and put it in if you can. It makes a difference. Okay, if you hate it, don't put it in. So that's that. Now vinegar. So how much vinegar? Right, we'll start off with 2, like that. We'll start off with 2 because we might have to adjust it because you've got to taste it. Oh, you've got to taste it. I'll give that a little whiz round. Put some water in there like that. Right. So, oh, that's looking good. Okay. Now we're going to go in for tomato ketchup. How much? Watch. Right, that much. Like that. Right now, so we got the sauce now, vinegary. So you've got the sourness in there already. You've got the flavour of the pineapple and the onions and the garlic. So we're going to go in now with some sugar to give it the sweet bit. So there's a tablespoon of sugar. Okay, this is brown sugar. Use that soft brown sugar. That. Always the best. Cook with that. It's good. It's good. You can use white sugar, of course, but I always use because there's more flavour in this. You put this in your porridge instead of white sugar. It's much better. Okay, so just plonk that in like that. So now keep these things handy because you're going to try this soon. Just to make sure that it's the right. Because sometimes it can be a little bit too sweet. It can be a little bit too sweet. It can be a little bit too sour, so what you do is you just go in with a little bit more sugar or a little bit more vinegar, so you get it just how you like it. Okay, got to get the notes of the sweet and sour just right. Now that's going to go on a simmer for a while. How long's a while? I don't know, half an hour. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're back in half an hour or so. Yeah, so simmer it with a lid on. Get a lid, simmer it, put it on low, simmer it, simmer the sauce. Because the chicken's going to cook in no time, see, so we just kind of do that. Get the onion cooked down and stuff, so I'm back after that. Right, we're back, it's a bit earlier than half an hour, but I've got this on a high bubble. And you're thinking, well, what's a high bubble then? It's a high simmer, so it's like kind of nearly boiling basically. So I've got to get out of here, I've got to be out of here. Come have a look, camera person. Now this is what it should look like, okay? This is what it should look like. It's a bit on the thick side, but we're going to sort that out in a minute. So if it looks thick, just add a bit of water. Now we're going to turn this down a little bit. And we're going to add some water. Just a little bit. Don't pour the whole kettle in, you know, just a little bit. See, ordinarily, see, I put a little bit of finely sliced carrots in here. These people are carrot haters. I don't understand why. Anyway, a little bit more. Okay, so that's the kind of like it's kind of like a soup, not thick soup, but like a soup. See, yeah. You can keep it simmering for a long time. And in fact, the longer you simmer it, to a point, the longer you simmer it, the more flavours are in there. Now, you can add pepper to this. White pepper is always best in anything like this. You can add salt to it if you think so. Go easy, taste it. Now, before we get to all that bit, we've got to make sure that it tastes all right. And when I say, what do you mean tastes all right? It has the right balance of sour and sweet, so that it's edible. You don't want it too sweet, you don't want it too sour, you want it just right, so it's sweet and sour. So So we're going to go with a teaspoon. A teaspoon. So we're going to get some from the side here. A little on the side. Then we're going to taste it. I'm not sure. Use another teaspoon. Don't go with the same one because there's bacteria and all that in your mouth. Right, try again. Oh, I'd say it's pretty much perfect. Needs a bit more sugar. A bit more sugar. How much sugar? I reckon about that would do it. Okay. Just a little bit on the tart side, a little bit more. A little bit on the tart side. So it's a little bit more sour than it is sweet. Okay then, so you're saying, well, is that it? Well, it is. You can taste it again and again and again if you want to. Use a different spoon each time so you don't transfer the bacteria from your mouth back into there, okay? So, that looks good now. I bet I tasted that now. I'm not going to do it again because I know this. I've been doing this long enough to know that that's going to be perfect now. So if you want to add salt and pepper, I would always try it first before you add salt because you can't take the salt out. White pepper goes great in here. Black pepper not so much. White pepper's good. So now we're going to leave it like that. We're going to put the chicken in now. Okay. So we're going to put this down. You can keep this sauce simmering for as long as you like, and then keep the water check on the water liquid level every now and again. But you can keep it on a low ring, and it'd be perfect for many hours. In fact, it will taste great that way. But I haven't got time today, so we're going to get this chicken now. We've marinated this chicken for, I don't know, about half an hour or so in some soy sauce. Okay, so it's ready to go in there. Now, what we can do is you're just butting it in like this. Now what you can do, of course, is you can fry it before you put it in, but I don't see the point. Because doing this, it'll absorb the flavour of the sauce more into the meat. Now, I'm no Chinese food expert at all. I know it tastes good, and I make a few dishes, and that's my repertoire. But we're just going to leave it. We'll just turn it back on high again, so I can show you what it looks like. Now we're going to cook this chicken in here. How long do we cook it for? Well, chicken cooks really quickly, as you know. I mean, you don't need more than like 15 minutes or so to cook it. How long you leave it in there, though, you can simmer it for a while, you know, an hour maybe. So, for example, this one here, what I'll do is that it's only 1:25 now, so I'm going to bring this mixture up to a boil. I'm going to simmer it, or high bubble it, as I call it, for, I don't know, 15 minutes, until I can see the chicken has all gone white, and I'll switch it off. And I'll leave that until I'm ready to heat it up and serve tonight. And tonight we're going to have it with some special tropical rice with pineapple. That's why I saved it with. Well, I'm not going to show you that right now. That'll be another time. So we're going to come back in a few moments when this is cooked for a little bit, and I'll show you what it looks like. Right, we're back with the magic of time travel. Now, look, this is what the chicken's got to look like, okay? So it's got to be completely white, no pink bits there at all, looking kind of like that, okay? So, now what shape you cook the chicken in, it doesn't really matter. So, these are just like medallion style, you don't have to have that. Now that's plenty there for at least 5 people, I would say, 4 definitely. Okay, now, when you get to this point, you can simmer this. Simmer, that means low ring, low heat. Lowest heat, lowest ring, okay, smallest ring. For quite some time. The only problem is, the longer you simmer it, you've got a chance that the chicken's going to get tougher and tougher. So what I would say is, don't simmer it for more than an hour. You know, if you're waiting for somebody to turn up at the door, or you're waiting for family to get home, you know, you've got to time this a little bit better. So cook it all up, get it ready like this, and then you can simmer it for an hour on low. Now, before you start simmering it and saying, yeah, it's all done, you've got to look at the sauce. Now, that sauce is a bit thin, look, see? a bit thin. Now what you could do is add some more tomato ketchup to thicken it up. But you don't want that, it's just tomatoey enough, otherwise it's going to turn into, it's not good. So what we're going to do is thicken it up, and the easiest way to do that is with some corn flour. So what you do is you get your corn flour, let's get a little cup like that. Now this corn flour goes a long way, so a heap, no that's too much, like a heap tablespoon, teaspoon like that, teaspoon's a teaspoon, right? You put some in there, and you put a little bit of water with it, a little bit of water. A little bit of water is like, just run the tap like that, go in like that, mix it, look, mix it like this. I appreciate some of you guys know how to do this, you know, with your eyes closed, but I'm showing the people, the guys out there who've never done this before, okay, so bear with us. So there's, look, see that? There's no lumps in there, look at that. A little bit more, a little bit more still. Okay, so that will make like half a little cup like that. So what we're going to do in here, making sure it's bubbling like this, make sure it's bubbling, and I'll tell you why in a minute. In goes there. Now what happens is, as soon as that corn flour hits the hot water, it will start to thicken up. Now, what you don't want to do is put in too much to start with to get it extra thick, because then you'll have to add up loads of, you'll have the water will be up here, so just go easy, just do what I did there to thicken it to start with. Now, you can probably tell already on the camera, I can certainly tell here, that it's got a little bit of thickness to it. How much thicker you want to go is up to you. I mean, each to their own, but I think we're kind of getting there. Now what you got to do with corn flour is make sure you cooked it out. So that, in other words, the corn flour is not going to get any thicker the more you boil it. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think so. So if you cook it out like that, and it's all boiling, and that's as thick as the sauce is going to get with the corn flour that you've put in. Okay, that's it, maximum. Now if you want it any thicker than that, you've got to do the same thing again. Use the same amount again, and it'll be thicker again, the same. Okay, so that's what you do. So a little bit at a time. If you've never done this before, little by little, and then you learn that way, that what you need to do. Now, okay, so I finished there. I'm happy with this sauce as is, because I know that if I turn this ring off now, which I'm going to do, that sauce is going to thicken on its own anyway, naturally. And when I reheat it again on a simmer, it's going to thicken again. It's going to be the right consistency. So I'm not worried. I'm not going to go any thicker than that. That's about right. Look, see? You don't want it thick and treacly like you see some of them. That's perfect. Okay, so I'm going to switch here. For me, I'm going to switch that off like that. Put a nice fitting lid on it, so I don't get no bugs or dirt or anything in there. That can sit on the cooker now. The cooker's off. Everything's off. And wash up your bits and pieces like this. Have a tidy up. Get it all neat and tidy for the next cooking job. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the show today. This is my take on how to make sweet and sour chicken. Now, you might have a different way. I don't think I'm doing it for the people that have never cooked and never been near a chicken breast before, perhaps. So you can learn this. I mean, if it's ladies cooking for men, most men like sweet and sour chicken. They probably, if you go down to the Chinese restaurant or somewhere, they probably always order sweet and sour. So if you can get this right at home, you're in on a winner. So don't forget, you've got to have the three things you need to ensure. You need to have vinegar. You need to have sugar. You need to have ginger. So vinegar, sugar, ginger, and tomato ketchup. So you've got all those things in chicken breast, you're on a win. Whether you put carrots in it or not, whether you put pineapple in it or not, but you know, you can put peas in it if you wanted to, not too many, but mange too, you know, those 3 flat peas, they're good in it as well. Anyway, I'm sure you can think about something. I hope you've enjoyed this show. I've got some more recipes up here. I've got some quick tips here. I've got some DIYs here, and I've got some, if you want to subscribe, just click this HowToBloke icon. If you can't remember me, just think about the bloke with the chicken, sweet and sour chicken thing, how to make, so this bloke on HowToBloke, you'll find it on the search engines. Anyway, until next time, have a great one.